I began by asking the Sheikh if his ambitions for Dubai have changed since the real estate crisis.
I don't call it crisis. It's a challenge. This is a challenge, you know, when everybody, all good leader when the things are all right. But you take a leader, a good leader to come, you know, when it's crisis like that.
What about the real estate market here? The Europeans own a lot of real estate in Dubai. When you're here, you see a lot of Europeans on vacation, Europeans buying property. Is the European crisis affecting Dubai?
Of course. I mean, even the American crisis or the European crisis affecting the market. But we are here better than anywhere else. We get out of the crisis and now we back building again. But just to remind me, when the crisis, you know, the tallest building we completed, the metro we completed, the Maidan we completed, all was in the crisis. So all the big project, we did not stop. We only stopped. Some project was on the paper for a year or two.
I was surprised when I was here in May for the graduation at the American University Dubai, and I made a comment about I was covering Tahrir Square during the revolution, and the students in the audience were cheering, and you were supportive of them. And I wasn't sure whether you would be supportive of them. I didn't know exactly how you would react. So what is your view of the Arab Spring?
I've said that in 2004. I said, please change or you will be changed.
You were talking about Arab governments.
The Arab government. The Arab Spring is the people who waited for a long time. And some government are serving themselves and not they serving the people. And the people want to war.
You look at Egypt with the first round of elections.
Yeah.
They have democracy, but democracy is going to elect the Muslim Brotherhood and the Salafis, very conservative Muslim groups. Some people have said they're worried that Egypt, which is so important to the Arab world, could become like Iran. That they could democratically choose to be like Iran with an Ayatollah, with a totally religious society. Do you have that fear at all?
No, I don't, because Egypt has a very strong army watching what's happening and giving the lead for this party.
And what about in Syria? What do you think is going to happen in Syria?
I think Syria is more complicated than Egypt or Libya because they have Iraq behind them, they have Lebanon, they have, you know, Hezbollah, all that. So it is the same as everywhere else. The people want jobs, they want opportunities, and they're asking for it. Unless Bashar change and start making things good for the people, or they will carry on like that.
Or he'll go, if he doesn't change.
Yeah.
So explain how government works here. Because the United Arab Emirates is different. You have accomplished things that those other countries have not. But it's not a democracy either. So explain how it works.
We are, you know, tribes. We must serve our people. We must get the education, the universities, the hospitals, housing, and no tax here. And the government is the wealth to spend on the people.
No tax. A lot of people on the street love that.
Yeah.
Say, what do you like about Dubai? No tax, no tax.
Yeah, no tax, and the government is working. Like today in the cabinet, we made the program, we have our vision, and we're going through it, and we are achieving that vision, you know. The dream, we are getting there. Here is different, where everybody can come to the ruler and say, well, I didn't get that, or this department, or this ministry, they didn't give me my right.
They come to you.
They come to me.
And they directly ask you, you didn't do this, or I want that, and then you have to answer to the individual person.
Yes, and he will complain about one ministry. So I'll get hold of the minister and said, why didn't you do your job? So transparency is here more, you know.
There were 5 activists recently here in the UAE, some of them dissidents, a blogger. They were sentenced to 2 or 3 years in jail. They were pardoned on National Day. Amnesty International was calling them the UAE 5. How did that happen? Because my understanding is one of them was saying that all of the free things in the UAE, the free health care, the free education, no taxes, he said it was buying off the people, trying to give them money so they're happy so they don't demand change like in Egypt, like in Syria. So What's your view of what happened and whether it's okay to say something like that here?
If you are a criminal, you go to court. You know, not everybody is really perfect. And we are not perfect. You know, we're doing a lot for our people. We're still more to do. So we hope all these five also will become a better citizen for their own good and for their people.
It just leads to the question of one thing over the years covering the UAE. People will say, well, the press isn't totally free. People can't really say everything that they think. Do you think that that's part of how, in this society, you need to govern?
As long as they don't say something wrong about a person or whatever it is, they can't say anything they want. As I told you, we are not perfect. We are still learning. We're trying to do our job right, and we're trying to help our people. We have our own democracy. You cannot transport your democracy to us. We are different. And for example, our democracy coming from the Quran. And, you know, as long as you don't step on somebody else, you are free to do what you like.
When people look at you, they say, okay, your family has ruled Dubai for 200 years.
Yeah.
Your son, Hamla, will rule after you. Father to son. Will that continue forever, do you think?
As long as the people want that. Our tribe are really ruling a bigger tribe because they're accepting us to do that.
So do you think that there will be more countries where the governments fall in the Arab Spring?
I think this period of time, you know, every 100 years, this might happen again, you know? Yes, well, you have to be careful. You don't know what's happening, you know, here or there. But I think the Gulf state is safe for the time being.
The issue I'm curious about with the welfare system, it's an amazing thing to have free healthcare and free education and no taxes. It's a good thing. But it also sometimes could be not a good thing because maybe people are a little complacent or they get a little bit lazy because they know someone's going to take care of them. So instead of starting a new business or working really hard, they know that there's a safety net there. Do you ever worry about that?
Not really. Not really, because this is only the basic. People want more, want a better life. They want a better job. So they have to work harder.
So Dubai's had some problems, but you're going ahead. So you're showing people that you can take risks, you can have failures, you can stand up and keep going.
Yeah, and don't stop when somebody doubts you. Once you make up your mind, then go full speed. And that's what we think, and that's what we believe, and that's what going to happen. You know, I'm not looking for the last spring, I'm looking for the next spring.
Is Iran a bigger threat now than it was a few years ago?
Iran is our neighbor. They are Muslim, and we lived next to each other for thousands and thousands of years. I don't believe that Iran will be under the nuclear weapon.
You don't think they're going to get a nuclear weapon?
I don't think so myself. What can Iran do with the nuclear weapon? For example, will they hit Israel? How many Palestinians will die? And you think if Iran hit Israel, their city will be safe?
No.
They will be gone next day.